All right. Hey, everybody. Sarah Zalecki. How are you guys? Guys, I am so excited about this training today. And I'm excited to share this video with the one and only Angela Brooks. So, yay. And, I love this because the thing for me is I'm also a little bit selfish because I'm like, I need to figure this out too. And so I, do my best to, really work hard on kind of bringing you guys just all the good stuff. And today I'm excited for you guys to hear from Angela Brooks. And I really call her an expert when it comes to LinkedIn. And her and I, we're both in network marketing, been in the business a long time. We both have built, big teams, and we love people. And we've actually over the last year or so have had just a real opportunity to get to know each other and just kind of like, play on each other's strengths and each other's gifts. And so I just mentioned with her the other day, I said, Angela, would you be willing to share with everyone just how, number one, incredible LinkedIn is, but also number two, like, can you give us just some like 101 LinkedIn tips that we need to know and have with, number one, being a network marketer, but also two, how do we actually get leads? Like, how does this social media platform work? And like, how do we actually do something with it? Right. Because I'm guilty of it. It was so funny the other day. I went into my LinkedIn profile. Angela, you probably would shoot me if you saw it. But I have like 300 inbox messages, right? And I know I've done like nothing. And then I'm like, she would be like, this is shameful. So anyway, first of all, I'm so happy that you're here. Thank you for saying yes. I just know that the audience is just going to get so much good stuff out of here. So happy Friday, right?
Happy Friday, absolutely.
Happy Friday. I feel like we should have like the cheers. Yeah, cheers. But I would love for you to share with the audience. Well, first of all, like, how the heck did you actually fall into LinkedIn? Kind of like what made you go, hey, I'm going to get good at this. And, here you are today, right?
Absolutely. Social media is how I built my business. And I'm a blogger, and I used Facebook like everybody else. And it was like everybody was teaching Facebook and Instagram, and, a few people still teaching Twitter, but nobody was talking about LinkedIn. And so I've had an account probably like you, 10, 12 years. I hated it. It was the worst platform ever because it was like a spam fest, and it was a recruiting tool. And I have a good message because I can't talk today. I have not had that problem. Something's trying to shut me down.
That's right.
I started kind of playing with it, and I'm like, there's got to be something here. So I flew out to Vegas. I was speaking out there at an event. Just talking about how I built using social media and a blog. Well, the guy right before me was speaking about LinkedIn. So I was taking like vicious notes, and then we had lunch together afterwards. And I was just like, okay, I'm going to put everything he said in the works and see what I can do. Literally within the next 2 or 3 days, just changing some of the stuff that he told me about, I totally looked at LinkedIn differently.
Wow.
And it's because I was doing things different. Your 300 that's in your message box are probably spam, so don't be tore up.
No, I actually did. I noticed that. I was like, wow, these are, and I didn't even open them. I just saw the beginnings. I was like, this is a lot of the same stuff.
Yeah. And I still get some spam, but not near as much as I used to. Because when your profile speaks for you, it eliminates a whole lot of people. And that's what you want, is to be, that's how you get your ideal clients, your ideal folks to talk to. And the conversation is way easier. So I am going to share my screen. I'm going to give you a clip of what you can do with LinkedIn, because I don't want to overwhelm people. You can get overwhelmed with this. The biggest thing is to be consistent. I literally do LinkedIn about 30 minutes to an hour a day. And I'm laser focused when I get on here, because like any social platform, you can become a little squirrel and get lost. So let me jump over to my page. And this is number one thing that I find a lot of people don't do is they don't fill out their profile. It looks like everybody else's. There's nothing that stands out, and people are going next. So the first thing that people need to do is make sure where it says edit your profile. This is where you can go in. Let me see if I can tell me if you lose me clipping pages.
Okay.
This is, I'm still good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is where you personalize your URL, your first and last name. I know your business name is cute no matter what it is, but when people meet you at an event, they're going to go and they're going to put in your first and last name. So you can make a personalized URL with your first and last name so that when I meet you, have lunch, and I go to LinkedIn to find you, I'm going to type in your name and you're going to come up. A lot of people put in their business name, which makes it a little bit difficult, in my opinion, for people to find you. Let me go back to my profile, which is under me on the tabs across the top. I'll talk about these in a minute.
So I think that you're only able to see your profile.
Yes.
So I think that when you click on the other link, you can't see it.
Oh,
but,
okay. I won't do that. I can just scroll on this page. I'm good.
Yeah, it looks like someone's popping up in your messages, though.
They were.
Yeah, those are still up.
Lots of. Well, I've got it down, so I can't turn it off. There they are.
Okay, there we go.
There we go. But anyway, if you can see this page over here to the right, you see your edit public profile. Just make sure you go in and put your first and last name. Business name, there's a place for that over here on your other side of your profile, which I won't click these buttons because it's going to take me off the screen, so I won't do that. But your banner, that's the first. You have less than, they say the attention span of a goldfish. you have like 10 seconds, 10 to 20 at the most, to get somebody to stop and look at your stuff. So your banner should be doing your sales for you. I just put this one up just because I'm doing like a test in between 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So far, this one is the best one.
I love that, by the way. Hey, so let me ask you this. What's your favorite app that someone can use to create a banner that's really simple for someone?
I use stencil.com is what I use.
Stencil.com.
Super cheap. Yeah, it's like $5.99 a month if you want to do the pro.
Okay.
But you get tons of pictures and things that you can use without doing the pro. I just use it for my blog and lots of things.
Okay,
but you can. I mean, it's pretty simple. Some people like Canva. I don't personally like Canva.
Yeah.
But I do like Stencil because it's super easy. Drag, drop, done.
Okay, cool. That's awesome to know.
So this banner, you can do several things. You can have your first and last name with your website on there. I always want to have some kind of link so they can connect with me off of LinkedIn as well.
Okay.
But my last banner, I had my book over in the right-hand corner so that they knew that I was author and they could go look up my book. Or I have it also listed here in my profile. But most people just have the LinkedIn blank looking standard banner, and it just says your profile's not used a lot, basically.
Yeah.
So
I might be guilty of that. I don't know. I don't even know.
I'm not going to look.
Yeah, nobody looked until I go fix it. I need to go fix all this stuff.
And I bet you have a good profile picture, though, up close.
I do. That's the one thing I got.
But most people don't even have a good picture, or they've got their company logo, or they have their puppy dog. Or LinkedIn is not for puppy dogs and kitty cats. And no matter how cute your kids are, they don't need to be on your page. This is not Facebook. This is not Instagram. This is where it's all about you. And I think most people have the hardest time writing about themselves. This little block right here, where you have to give a blurb about who you are and what you do. I have redone this thing dozens of times because I'm like, well, who am I? What is exactly that I do?
Yeah.
Because you only have, like 500 words, and you're trying to get your seasoned Kentucky sass on there for them to go, who is that? So this is something that you get to tell people who you are and what it is you do. I don't want to know about your company. how wonderful their products are. This is what you do and what you offer. So these are also keywords, and I wanted to try to get my nurses in there so that I would come up in nurse searches. I'm a digital marketer, which I had a hard time putting that on there, but hello, that's what I am. And I'm a mom who works from home. So those are some powerful keywords right there. And power hours. People will a lot of times see my profile and they're going, what's a power hour? And I'm like, you're dead laser focused for 60 minutes without anybody bothering you. That sounds, that sounds impossible, but that's the only way you can actually work at home if you've got to find your time.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the masterclass is a coaching group that I have, or a mentoring group. I don't like the word coaching. It's a mentoring group that I have. And then, of course, I threw Kentucky in there. I'm like, how do I put Kentucky other than just say, I'm from Kentucky? So I'm seasoned with Kentucky sass on there. And that is conversation starters.
Yeah.
This is the first thing that I look at when I go to anybody else's page is who are they? What do they offer? Do we even have a connection? So most of the time, this isn't even filled out on people's pages.
Yeah, I agree.
And then your about section. The most powerful thing on here is you get to talk about you. And I have lots of messages popping up. I'll try to keep them down.
That's okay.
That's a terrible thing, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Everyone's like, I want all those messages.
This morning I had 42, and I've gone through most of them already. So
wow.
And they're still coming in. But this is where you get to tell your story. You have like 1,200 words, and of course it'll tell you when you've overdone your number. But this is where you get to tell your backstory. What brought you to LinkedIn? What brought you to where you're at? Some people want to just talk about their products. And when I changed this over to where I kind of gave a little bio about myself, these are good conversation starters.
Yeah.
Really good conversations. And then I have a place down here. It says what I offer, direct sales opportunity. I don't say what the name of my company is.
Okay.
VIP Masterclass Mentor Group. That's my mentor coaching group that I have. How to use your power hours in social media. And then, of course, you want to have your website. I can't tell you. I could probably tell if I looked at 10 different profiles, this call to action is not on over half. Rarely does people have their call to action. And I also want people to follow me on like Instagram or Facebook. So I've got my link tree, which has all my different links on there. So I can put that as one simple URL.
Yep.
How to email me. And there's even a place for somebody to sign up for a 15-minute call. I was kind of nervous about putting that up there, thinking my phone was going to blow up. Well, people are just afraid of setting up a call as much as you are making the calls. So
yeah, exactly. So I have another question for you, because I'm just kind of thinking about what some of these guys might ask. So one of the questions that I have is like, okay, so if someone doesn't have a website, right? Because a lot of people are, they're using social media, but they're not like, they don't have a website, they don't have a mentoring program, etc., which, is no big deal, right? You can still build a great business, not doing that's just part of who you are, right?
Yeah.
So my question for people is like, do what's you. But I think my question would be like, would you have them put down like their website for the company that they represent? You know what I mean? Like, would you do that? Or would you just not put anything?
I'll tell you, you can test it. It depends on your audience. I wouldn't put a direct link to the company, because what that does.
If it's tied in with them though?
Yeah. If it's something that is linked to you.
Yes, that's what I mean.
Yeah, as long as it's linked to you. But some people will put the direct link to the company, and all that does is give people the Google power to go and look up that company and maybe find a blogger like me, and they'll get more information, and they sign up over here because you gave them the idea. So whatever link that you put here, make sure it is tied back to you, whether it's a email list or anything that you capture their information, because people, like I said, their scroll power is fast, because most of the time people are using their cell phones, especially for LinkedIn, because it's easier. The app does different things than on the laptop does. But, I've been telling my people that are wanting to get out on the web more. When you mentioned the word website, what does people do? You can use LinkedIn as your website. That's how powerful this platform is. Of
That's
course,
awesome.
As we talked about the other day, I guess it was Monday or Tuesday when we talked about, emails and stuff. We don't own these platforms. However, when you're getting started and you need something, LinkedIn and Google are best friends. They are first cousins. So everything that you put on LinkedIn, when you've got your platform as public, which it should be, Google, anybody putting in for Google search can pull up your LinkedIn profile. That was an eye opener for me. I was like,
I love that.
So everything that I'm doing here is Google friendly, meaning I am doing multi-marketing, whether I knew that or not. So keywords, try to think of the things that you post what are people actually searching for? So you put that in your profile so that people can find you with keyword search, which makes it super easy. When you know who your defined person is. And when some people want to get so narrow niched that they get overwhelmed with it, don't think too hard. Just get it filled out for now and get started. Great. Just get started.
Okay, so I have another question.
Yes.
If someone does LinkedIn give you the ability to do like lives live? Does that make sense?
Some people, it's coming. They're also doing LinkedIn stories.
Oh, wow.
I noticed yesterday that on my app, I can go live now. I just got that. So
would you tell people to, like, if someone did like a live on Instagram or on Facebook, to like save that, and then like, is it worth like uploading it then into LinkedIn? You know what I mean? If it's on a specific topic, like not talking about Facebook or whatever, like, do you find that do you see that being valuable or not? Or
you don't get as many views on an upload as much as you do when you get on the platform itself and do the video. And you could do the video.
Don't have the access to doing live yet, right? Though on LinkedIn.
Yeah, but you can still go to your profile. I can't change. I would.
Okay.
But you can still go to your profile and like where you do a status update, you can still click the button on your phone and do a live video, and that gets good views.
Oh, well, that's just like a live though, isn't it? Or no?
Yes, it is. It's not live, but it's recorded on LinkedIn. It's similar. Now the live is where you're like, everybody can see you immediately.
Okay, that's cool. That's good to know. So are you playing around with stories on LinkedIn yet?
I don't have it yet. It's coming.
Okay, so it's not coming it's not here yet. Okay.
Yeah. They said by the end of 2020, can we have something good for 2020? Bring on the stories.
Yeah. Okay. That's good to know though. Cause that's great. Then I can just transfer those stories if I'm doing them on Instagram or Facebook, and automatic, I can send them over to LinkedIn then too.
And see, that's where multi-marketing is fabulous, because we can put our stories on LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook. Right. All doing one thing. And I'm really big on multi-marketing, because why not? Why do one thing good and put it everywhere?
Yeah. So, well, because the reality is, I know too, my connections on LinkedIn are way different than they are on Instagram, which are way different than what they are on Facebook,
Yep. And that's the fun part of using social media, is you have such a diverse group everywhere that you are. No matter, you're going to have some of the same followers, but they're going to all be so nice and different. And it's really cool.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Great stuff. Okay, cool.
And here is a feature. Here's another thing that people don't use. And this is where you can actually lead people off of LinkedIn. Okay. This is your showcase. This is, again, all about you. I have a blog post that I have featured. I didn't know that I could do this featured blog post until a couple of weeks ago. And you can drive traffic to your blog from here. So you just pick a good blog post that's getting lots of engagement, that people really enjoyed, and you just put your 5 tools. I think it's 5 tools. I don't even remember what the whole title is. 5 tools to what I use in network marketing or something. Then I've got a link that goes straight to my masterclass. I've got my book listed. And then I've got my company presentation.
Ah.
And then, and I've switched these around. You can go in and edit this right here and move these to, you know, which one that you want to be featured first. And I'm just doing the blog post this week because I'm testing.
Can you upload, could you do featured? Could you upload video here?
You can do video. I mean, this is a featured thing that the little edit button right here or the plus right here is what you can upload all kinds of things, documents, videos. Of course, this is my email list. You don't want to get them to scroll too far because people aren't going to scroll 20 things over. Get your most powerful tools and then feature them here. But yes, this is it. Documents is really big uploading on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Like
I'm even thinking out loud, like even for people that are newbies, like it'd be kind of cool to, you know, record like a 3-4 minute video of your story.
Oh yes, absolutely.
And putting that in that feature, maybe even.
Yep, and you can mention that in your about. Don't forget to watch my video in the
because I think it'd be kind of cool, right? So people can see your story, hear your story versus just reading.
Yep.
Well, then they can kind of see this little short snippet of like, hey, you know what I mean? You found me. Oh my gosh, I'm excited to connect with you on here.
Absolutely.
You know, me. Here's my story. Blah blah. You know, I'm just kind of thinking out loud too. So I'm like, oh man, that might be a cool place to do hey, like this is why we should be connected.
Yep.
Right?
But that little plus sign, you can upload documents, PowerPoints, whatever right there. This is just a cool little feature.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And you said something about a recording. I didn't mention this. This is new last week, this little message right here.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Angela Brooks, and I'm so glad that you're here. Make sure you follow my hashtag, Angela Brooks. Leave me a comment, and I will reply.
What's the little icon right next to it? I need my glasses on. I can't see it.
That's just your LinkedIn. That's your profile.
Okay.
But this popped up. You have to talk really fast. And of course, I'm going to change that as well. But that's something you can say, hey, check out my features section or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's so they can hear your voice. They can actually really connect with you. And that has been a good conversation starter this week. Who would have thought?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm so pumped to like dive into this. This is awesome.
This is really, I mean, it's so different from Facebook. The conversations are so different over here that it makes it fun. We're not talking about mask and Corona.
Well, exactly. Right. I mean, I think all of us that are watching, it's like, we're just tired of, you know, all that stuff in our streams, you know, it's just like, enough, you know?
Yep. You can hide post over here. You can save different people so that you can have a well-read feed so that it doesn't have that in there if it happens to pop up, which it will.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this little thing right here is your dashboard. This is just private to you. Nobody else can see this, but this is how many profiles that I have popped up in this week.
Wow.
I've had 45 post views today. Of course, I uploaded a a blog post document today, and I showed up in 218 searches. So LinkedIn calls me an all-star, and I'm like, thank you for that.
Because you are.
But they will walk you through as you're setting up your profile. They will have these little pop-ups on the right-hand side of the screen that says you need to put more words in your activity. You need to put more words in your profile. It shows you how to become an all-star. So when you get a pop-up that says you need to add content, follow that. Because
mine blinks. Mine's like flashing red whenever I go on there. It's like, you need to complete your profile.
They're like, Sarah, I'm trying to help you.
They're like the perfect problem child for LinkedIn. They're like, oh my God, this Sarah's a lucky girl.
Yeah.
Like, this profile is pitiful.
But they will help you. And the best thing is every time you update your activity section, it goes out to everybody on your on your LinkedIn that you're connected to. It drops into
Oh,
their
that's
feed.
very cool. Okay.
Yeah. So where Facebook kind of their algorithms block you,
Yeah.
LinkedIn promotes you. So I don't know about you, but I like being, if I'm going to work, I like to be at least recognized.
Yeah, exactly.
So they do a lot of cool stuff to help get you more eyeballs on your stuff.
Yeah. So do you stick to one hashtag? You just stick to like hashtag, like your first and last name?
I use that on
Okay.
LinkedIn. You don't need, in a post, you don't need more than 4.
Okay.
Where you have Instagram, you've got 30. On Facebook, you can do up to 10.
Yeah.
LinkedIn, you need no more than 4. And the reason for that is because if you have more than that, they don't know. Like if you, like I've had several trending hashtags, which means I am at the top of the feed on people's page, that I'm in this little block up here. And that's where you're going to get the most bang for your hashtag is that if you have more than 4, they don't know how to present you. They don't know what to specialize you in.
Yeah.
And
so are those 4 hashtags, like, are they just like your standard ones? Like you always have those, like they don't change up for you, or
they change. Yeah.
Okay.
Depends on my post. Like if I, like my post this morning, I did hashtag network marketing, hashtag work from home mom. And of course I always use my name so that people can click that and see all of my posts. And the other one was nurse on LinkedIn, or LinkedIn nurse on LinkedIn, I think is what it was. So that I get into the nurse feed. I get into the LinkedIn news section. And of course, the network marketing moms, I get into the mom section. So you have to look at your hashtags as a power tool of who you want to get in front of. And your first and last name, of course, that's just so they can find you and all your good stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to ask a silly question. I know we only have a couple minutes left in here. So here's my thing. So obviously through, on Facebook, the way that all of us connect with people is, liking, loving, commenting on people's posts. Like, are you doing the same thing like that here?
Yep.
I mean, it's the same, correct? Like,
and the thing that is different here to really get a pop for your message is use the @. Like if you made a post and I went in and I did a recognition post where you kind of recognize what they wrote, as in, hey Sarah, this was a really good post. It resonated to me because, do a full 1 to 2 sentence instead of going,
yeah.
I mean, that's terrible.
So are you saying like that comments right underneath what they posted?
Yes.
Okay.
And use the @ so that it tags that person. When you tag them, that's when the conversations can start. If you just go in and just make a comment and don't tag the person, they don't see it because LinkedIn doesn't tell you got comments until you log in.
Yeah.
But it'll go into the notifications that way.
So what would you tell someone that's just starting on LinkedIn? Like, would you ask them to like go comment on like, 4 to 5 posts a day?
Yeah.
What do you tell people?
If you can do 5 posts a day, and because I do this so much, I can probably do 5 to 10 super easy because I have a list built up. When you're getting started, go up here to the top where it says the search bar and put in, nurse or whatever, and you're going to have people and things.
Oh, cool. Okay, that shows actually on the screen. So okay,
good.
Yeah.
Or you can say work from home moms, and then you've got all of these different groups. I don't do a lot of groups on here because
I was going to ask you that. Okay.
Yeah, groups are kind of dead on LinkedIn. They're big. These are recent people that I have commented on, and that I comment on these 2 people all the time because they're leaders on LinkedIn.
Okay.
But that you can go to schools, companies, jobs, look up people, and just find your people that you could relate to. I don't care if you're cross stitching, knitting, or chasing 15 toddlers, they're on LinkedIn. And so you just got to find your conversations that could flow. A lot of people try to do business conversations. It's like, just find people that you like to have conversation with. If you was in an event, who would you pick out? Go find them.
Yeah.
And then you've got your, your 5 people a day. Use the @ in the comment section to tag the person. And that starts conversations. That's one thing that people don't do on LinkedIn enough is engage. And the engagement is the golden nugget.
Yeah, I love it.
If
Oh my gosh, this was so good. I can't wait to go back and rewatch. And guys, if you got some great value out of this, oh my gosh, let's give Angela some love and some thank yous for being on here. I think a lot of you guys know Tony and I actually have a 5-day boot camp that's actually starting on Monday. We are super, super excited about this. I'll put all the details in the comments below. But we've got so many great students that have jumped on board that we're going to get jamming with. But also, too, we're going to be having guest trainings in there as well. So I'm excited because if Angela's available, I want to bring her back in for the boot camp. So she's got, obviously, you guys know, like, she knows this stuff, right? And so we'll drop some goodness in that boot camp as well. So Angela, thank you so much for being on.
welcome.
Oh my gosh, this was awesome today. And guys, you can follow her, obviously LinkedIn big time, follow social media, right? All over the place. Get plugged in with her. She has so much goodness that she can give us to help us grow our business, right, in a big way. And she's got a heart of gold. So I love you, Angela. Thank you so much for being on. And guys, I'll drop the link below for the boot camp, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Happy Friday, everybody. Talk to you later. Thanks again, Angela.
Welcome.